Hello everyone, Rick Bell here with Build Your Own Watch. Today I'm going to cover how to install a NATO strap. And I'm doing this not only for the benefit of my Build Your Own Watch customers who may have purchased the Series 1 watch kit and they would like to install a NATO strap, but maybe also for a beginner or someone new to watches or someone who just caught the watch bug and they want to put that first NATO strap on their watch and they need a place to begin. I'm also going to do a quick review of a really cool strap company, Cincy Strap Works. They are here in Cincinnati with Build Your Own Watch, so that's really cool to have a strap company near us. I had the opportunity to meet the owner. He's a great guy, got several of his straps, so we're going to be featuring those today in this video, and I'm going to talk a little bit about those as well. But let's begin, and that is how to install your NATO and really where to start. So the first thing you need to determine when you're going to install a NATO on a watch, whether it's a Series 1 watch or any watch, that is the lug width. So the lugs are the part of the watch that protrude from the case, and that is where your strap is attached to. In this case, I have a leather strap attached to my Series 1 watch. Many cases, the easy thing to do is look on the strap. The lug width of the strap will be printed on the strap, and here you can see a 22R, which means this is a 22 millimeter watch strap, regular size. Now if you don't have that marking on the strap on the watch you're intending to put a NATO strap on, then you're going to have to do some measuring. For that, I would recommend some digital calipers. You can get these from jewelry stores. There's a watchmaking tool and parts distributor I highly recommend, that is Esslinger. He sells this exact set of calipers. I really like these because these calipers are a carbon fiber composite. A lot of calipers are made of metal, which means you run the risk of scratching your watch if you're going to measure any part of it. So these can be gotten from Esslinger, but really just any digital caliper will do. But you want to go ahead and measure your lug width, and that's only in the case that the watch you have doesn't have it marked on the strap. So I'm measuring that lug width now, and I'm coming at 21.6, which is really 22, and you're going to find some variance in watches. It might not be on the money sometimes. 21.9. So this is a 22 millimeter lug width, so I'm going to need a 22 millimeter NATO when I go to purchase my NATO. But you are going to need to remove your current strap to begin. So to do that, you're going to need a spring bar tool of some type. They come in varying shapes and sizes. They can be had from Amazon to Esslinger, just like I mentioned before. They're pretty inexpensive, and really any watch owner should have one of these. So pick one up, easy to do, and you'll want to remove the strap that's currently on your watch first. So that is done by inserting the forked end of the spring bar tool onto the spring bar, and you're pushing inward towards the opposite lug that you're working with. Now once I get this this part of the strap off, I'll pull the spring bar out and show you how a spring bar works, and that might make a little more sense to you. Really, I'm just grabbing a little point on the spring bar and pushing inward. You're kind of turning with this sort of an action and prying it out. Show you what one of these spring bars look like. This is the typical spring bar that you would find in any watch. It's called a spring bar because there's a spring on the inside, and when you push it, you can make it smaller. And the whole point of the spring bar is you've got holes on either side of your lug that the spring bar goes into, and you're getting it in by compressing the spring bar and putting it in between the lugs. So I'm going to go ahead and get the other part of my strap off. Use this other tool. There we go. Get my other spring bar out. Now, as far as spring bars go, they come in different thicknesses. This spring bar is 1.6 millimeters thick, which is a fairly thick spring bar. A lot of them you'll find at 1.5 and 1.2 millimeters thick. And the only reason I bring it up is sometimes when you're installing a NATO and you have your spring bars installed on your case, the NATO doesn't fit, in which case you would want to get a thinner thickness spring bar. We know this is a 22 millimeter lug width, so I'm looking for a 22 millimeter spring bar that is maybe thinner, maybe 1.1 millimeters or 1.2 millimeters to help the watch accept the NATO. You can buy spring bars all over the place. Again, I'll mention Esslinger to do so because they have a wide variety of spring bars to choose from and a wide variety of thicknesses. So Esslinger.com is an excellent source for watchmaking tools and little parts like this, should you need them. But in this case, I know that the Series 1 watch accepts a NATO with the thicker spring bar, so I'm going to go ahead and install it. So now that we've got the spring bar off and the old strap off, we want to go ahead and put the spring bar back in. So I'm going to put one end of the spring bar into the hole on one side of the lug. And then I'm going to use my spring bar tool. Do this so you can see it. It's hard to do, and also make it available so you can see it. And I'm just going to lay it over the opposite lug and compress it in and let the spring bar snap into place on the other hole. I'll do this for the other side. So I'm just inserting the spring bar into the hole on that side of the lug, resting the spring bar on the top side of the other lug, and then I'm using my spring bar tool to compress the spring bar. And you got to be careful when you're doing it because these things have a tendency to fly. And snap it into place. There we go. Now the watch is set up for a NATO. So NATOs are great. You know, at the shooting of this video, it is getting close to spring, and spring is a time where I have a tendency to take off my leathers and move to NATOs or metal straps. So I've selected the Cincy Strap Works 22 millimeter mil-spec nylon to go ahead and put on this Series 1 watch. And I thought it coordinated well. We've got the orange sweeping second hands. Almost anything goes with a white dial, but I thought this would look really good. To install your NATO, a lot of times they'll come from the packaging like this. I'm going to bring it up a little bit. Like this. So you're going to take one end, the longer end of the NATO, out of the loop. You want to line up the buckle end with 12 o'clock on your watch, and you want to put this end, the longer end, and thread it downward in between the spring bar and the case. And then on the other side, you're threading it back up between the spring bar and the case. And you're going to pull all the way through there. Try to make it as tight as I can. And I try my best to keep this other buckle here about the same distance from the case as the first buckle over here, just to make it even. And then you're going to thread the long piece through the buckle that is at 6 o'clock, and there your NATO is installed. The great thing about a NATO is you saw how easy that was to put on. It's just as easy to take off and switch on to another strap. Zach at Cincy Works makes a lot of these nylon style NATO straps. They are of fantastic quality, you know, as good if not better than any NATO I have had in terms of a nylon NATO, and he has a ton of variety. So just to show you something I thought was really cool, take off this NATO. There's this Argyle one that I thought was really kind of awesome. So again, long piece with the buckle at 12 o'clock, long piece that it threaded through, thread up the other side, like so. Thread the long piece through the opposite buckle at the 6 o'clock position. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how you put it on your wrist, which is the fun part. And you know, like I was saying before, the great things about NATOs is during the summer and warmer weather, pool weather, you know, they just breathe better than a leather strap, and you know, more comfortable on the wrist. And then you also have the ease of kind of changing up the way your watch looks, which is always fun. Putting on a new strap almost gives you almost feels like a new watch to me every time I put on a new strap. So just show you the action here. Much like you would a leather strap, turn it on the other side of my wrist. Thread the end through the buckle. Make it as tight as you want it to be comfortably. And then you're going to thread the extra flap through these two buckles on the side. And then some people fold inward. Some people fold outward. I guess there's really no general rule. I've always folded outward. And there you have it. Looks pretty cool, makes the watch a little more casual, definitely great. Again, for summer, pool, I always put a NATO on when I'm in the pool. But great stuff. Now, one thing I wanted to show you above and beyond these nylon style straps that Cincy Strap Works carries, and he has a fantastic variety, Zach, over there. You know, you've got a choice of PVD buckles in black to match a black case. You've got brushed, polished buckles. I believe he has a gold tone or maybe rose gold, I forget which. But you have all these buckle choices. You have all these different really cool designs, you know, just to show a few here, and you know, in the nylon variety. There's a nylon one on my Hamilton. Zach also has these seatbelt straps, and I gotta tell you, you know, I've always personally owned the nylon variety of watch strap. These seatbelt straps, you know, Zach was nice enough to send me a couple samples of the seatbelt straps along with my order of some nylon straps, and I got to tell you, they just blew me away. Here's one on my Bernhardt Binnacle Diver. I'm going to go ahead and put that on. You know, these seatbelt straps, I believe they're called seatbelt because, you know, clearly they're made out of the same or similar material to the seatbelt in your car. It's I don't know how to describe it. It just looks richer. It definitely feels more comfortable on the wrist. And now that I've worn one of these seatbelt straps, I got to tell you, I'm going to keep ordering these instead of the nylon. They are phenomenal, very high quality, very well made. Again, very supple and, you know, just softer on the skin, a little more flexible than the nylon. I really like these seatbelt straps that Cincinnati or Cincy watch straps has to offer. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. That just looks fantastic. And again, just they just feel better, and you'll know the difference as soon as you get one of these versus a old-fashioned nylon strap. Zach sent me two. You know, he's got this black one that he sent me that, you know, it's all black, but you've got, it looks like the stitching there maybe is in a different direction, so this one kind of looks striped. Thought that one would look good as well on my my Hamilton here. And I tell you, I just love them. So do yourself a favor and try one of these seatbelt style Natos. Oh, that looks great. Try one of these out. Give yourself a treat. Get one of these seatbelt Natos. They are definitely a step up from the Natos I am used to. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and you've learned how to put a NATO strap on your watch. You know, definitely check out Zach's strap at cincystrapworks.com. And you know, if you happen to be interested in assembling a watch yourself, which is something that I really got into when I got into watches deep, come over and check us out at buildyourownwatch.com, and take a look at the Series 1 watch kit and all the different options and varieties we're offering there too. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.